Hello. All right, today we've got a unilateral level 1 mat class. What the heck does unilateral mean, right? A lot of us don't know what that is. So let me explain before we get started. This will be a challenging class. Unilateral, basically, just to simplify the definition, is single arm, single leg, or just concentrated to one side of the body. A lot of times we live our life unilaterally, right? Walking, reaching for something. Very seldom are we doing bilateral squat movements, same movements up and down with the arms. So you can think of this class as more of a transition into how we actually function from day to day. It is definitely hard. Kind of how the class is going to go is we'll start with everything being in towards our center. We're going to connect to everything, and then we're going to disconnect and see how well we're able to still stabilize, balance, and use that one side of our body, or use that one arm and one leg. I will try to offer as many modifications as I can. If we get to a sequence or an exercise that's just not available for your body right now, then go ahead and skip it and then try to pick back up where we left off. If you find at the end of this video that was as challenging as you thought you could handle a little bit more, go on to my level 2 unilateral mat. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. Feet hip width apart to begin. Shoulders pulling down away from the ears, and we're just going to circle the head. Nice and gentle. You can gently move your shoulders with you. This is just meant to be a nice fluid warm-up. And the other way. Circle. And around, just trying to feel our feet into the floor. Notice how our body is moving here. And back to center. And now we're going to do rolling the shoulders. Attach the hands, roll the elbows. And now big circles with the arms. And again, shoulder roll, elbow, and big circle with the hands. Again, shoulders and elbows, and all the way back. And now we reverse. So we roll the shoulders forward. Elbows come forward. Ooh, a little stretch in that mid back there. And again, shoulders and elbows. Rolling forward. 2 more times. Shoulders. Notice I'm just kind of softly bending my knees as I go. Just whatever feels natural. Allow your body to do it. And we circle and relax. Take a deep breath in through your nose, lifting your arms and chin up towards the ceiling. Exhale as you start to round forward, pulling your abdominals and your ribs up towards your spine. Don't force the stretch here. If this feels like a lot for your body, take a breath in. Slowly exhale and round up, driving your heels into the floor, continuing to pull your abdominals up to your spine and all the way up. And again, we breathe in, exhale to round down. Take an inhale at the bottom, fill up that mid-back. Exhale, slowly round it up. Keep your arms by your ears. Tuck your tailbone under. And feel like you're coming up one vertebrae at a time. One more time there. Inhale. Exhale. Rolling it down. Deep breath in. Slowly round it up, driving the tailbone under, and release. All right, and now we're just gonna start tapping. Yes, you heard me right. Take that one hand, doesn't matter which one. Start tapping your opposite arm and shoulder. Just getting every part of it you can. We're just waking up all the receptors around our joints. Come across your chest and go to that other side. Getting up around your neck. Just don't, karate chop your neck at all. That might not feel so good. And then coming and tapping across the front of your body. Just up and around. Around the collarbone, sides. And now onto your back. Go right kind of where those kidneys lie. Right at the bottom of your rib cage. Gently tap. Good. And now we're going to go down the thighs, out to the outside, the legs as you come up. And again, tapping to the front and up to the side. Now get those inner thighs and go to the back of the hamstrings and glutes. Inner thighs, calves, hamstrings, and glutes. One more time. I know this probably feels really weird. And just come up, close your eyes, take a few breaths. Might have some little tingling sensations now from that tapping. And then let's go ahead and get started. We're going right into some balance work here. So pick which leg you feel most comfortable with. Shift your weight to that leg. Find that spot where you feel like you're right over top of your midfoot and ankle, and then stack your ribs over your hips. So we're guiding the ribs back to the spine here, finding the abdominals. Lift that opposite leg up. And then I want you to squeeze that foot either into your knee or down into your lower calf right over top of your ankle. Notice this connection here that you're getting. Even though we're on one leg, we've got that inner thigh working on both sides. That helps to keep us stable as we breathe. In through the nose, out through your mouth. Each breath out, we're guiding those ribs into your center, back to your spine so you feel those abs on. Try not to lock out your supporting leg. Whoop! Hard to balance and talk at the same time. And release that foot down. Kind of shake it out, shifting the other way. So coming right over that midfoot and heel, soft knee, ribs stacked. We bring that opposite foot either to your ankle or up to your knee and press that foot in so you feel those inner thighs connecting. Hold and breathe. And again. Lower that foot down, shake it out. Going back to the first side. Come back to whatever connected position feels better for your body. Squeeze those legs, knees, knee and foot together so you feel the inner thighs and the ribs connect. Now from here, we're going to stay balanced and connected as we circle the arms. No, nothing special here, just circling. Trying to keep the ribs back, the abdominals on, and our weight centered as we squeeze those inner thighs and then reverse those arm circles. If you're starting to feel a lot of burning in your calves, reassess where your weight's at. You might be shifting way onto your toes. Back, good. And now arms come out to the side. If you need to take a break for a second, that's fine. Otherwise, we slowly rotate to the left and we come center. And now we slowly rotate to the right. Now, if you're finding that you're having a really hard time at this rotation, again, go back through those that checklist. Are you squeezing that foot into your knee and keeping that center connection through your inner thighs? Are you keeping your weight over your midfoot and heel? Are you way onto the toes? Is your rib cage stacked over your pelvis or are they jutting out? Back to center and release it down, shake it out. And now we're going to the next side. So shift that weight again. Midfoot, ankle area with that weight, bringing that foot up and connecting it into your center. Soft knee, and we circle up and around. Now don't forget to breathe here. Can't believe I haven't even mentioned that yet. Usually I'm a stickler about it. Doesn't matter how you breathe here, just make sure you're doing it. And reverse those circles. Again, go through that checklist. This is becoming increasingly challenging. Where's your weight at? Ooh. Are you squeezing through your inner thighs and keeping the rib cage stacked over the pelvis? And now bring those arms right back out to the side, and we rotate towards that leg that's lifted, away from the floor, and center, and we rotate away. Keep that midline squeezing. One more each, twist, and center, and rotate, I'm losing it, and center, and bring it down, shake it out. You can kind of hinge your hips a few times. Hopefully you're feeling maybe some work in your hips in addition to your foot and your calf. Now, adding on from there, if that was challenging enough for you, keep the squeeze between your thighs. If you want to now work on unilateral work with a total disconnect, meaning that we are not getting that extra inner thigh squeeze, we have to solely rely on our breath and our abdominals to stabilize us, follow along with me. Either placing that foot just off the floor kind of in front of you. If it's fine and it doesn't bother your hip flexor at all, lift that leg up, take a balance, asking that big toe to stay down into the mat, your weight to stay over your midfoot. We're disconnected, but we're still connecting to our breath, which means we're connecting to our abs. Now from here, arms come back out, and a few circles. A few less than what we did before. Keeping that weight back. I'm even feeling myself go onto my toes. And reverse. Arms out to the side. We rotate towards that leg. And center. One more each. And center, and release it down. Kind of bounce it out for a second, let the arms swing. And now we shift to the other side. So again, weight, midfoot and heel. Ribs back to the spine and over top of the pelvis. We lift that foot up, either kind of lower leg area or a hike like you're gonna run. Holding for a second, getting our breath with our abdominals. And now the arms circle up and around. And reverse. And when you inevitably start to feel those feet wiggle, that's fine. Just ask that big toe to stay in contact with your mat. Arms out to the side. We now rotate and center. Watch that you're not shifting to your toes. And you can bet each time I say that, it's because I'm doing it myself. Rotate towards. And last one, away. And center, and shake it out. Relax. All right, we're gonna start making our way down to our mat. So feet hip width apart. Enjoy being able to stand on both feet. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale to round it down. Allow your knees to soften so you can find the mat with your hands, and then come all the way down to the floor. All right, from here, we're gonna go into a little bit of a cat stretch with an alternating arm lift to isolate our obliques for what's to come. So take a breath in. Full exhale as you pull your abdominals and your rib cage up and tuck your tailbone under. So that movement should be initiated from the abdominals, not just by simply rounding. Keeping this rounded position and your weight slightly shifted forward. Lift your left hand right off the mat, just a few inches, and give me 3 breaths here. Inhale, expand up into your upper back. Exhale fully as you lift your abdominals and ribs to your spine. One more full breath. Place that opposite hand down, but keep your abdominals lifted and your spine rounded. Lift the right hand, weight stays shifted forward. And again, as you inhale, think of lifting up through your upper back, almost like I have a suitcase handle on you, and I'm helping to pull it up to the ceiling. Abdominals to your spine. Place that hand down. Sit back into a child's pose for a second, just getting a nice stretch through those shoulders and ribs. All right. And from here, coming back onto our hands and knees. Now, if you have problematic wrists, I invite you, you can go to a fist position here, or if you have some small hand weights, you can place those under your hands and that will help take some pressure off because we will be here for a few exercises. So take an inhale through your nose. As you exhale, think of lifting your abdominals and your ribs again, slightly rounding, not going all the way up into that cat stretch though. Even with those abdominals lifted, think of pressing your head forward into the wall in front of you and your tailbone back behind you. Now, weight stays centered. 50% on your hands and 50% from left to right as you pick one leg up and extend that leg back, reaching through your heel. Hopefully when you did that, you didn't start to sink in your low back. You're keeping the abs lifted. That weight is 50-50. And then place that leg down. Hopefully there's been minimal shifting from side to side. And now we lift the opposite leg. Reach back out through your heel. You got it. Press up through those hands. You can even look down and check to make sure you're not sitting into that hip. And then place that leg down. Hopefully you haven't shifted much from left to right. And again, press away, lift. Abdominals to your spine. Tailbone and crown of the head are reaching out. Place that leg down. And again, lift out, reach. And come back in. One more each way. Extend out. Lengthen out through the heel. Bring it in. Last one. Reach it out. Hardly shifting. Pull it in. And again, come off of those wrists. Reach it out long. Kind of shift side to side. And now we're coming back up to our hands and our knees. All right, from here, we're gonna be a little bit more challenging. We're gonna do that same rounded position, pulling the ribs and the abdominals up. Now think of keeping that lift. Tuck your toes under, and if you're comfortable with this, hover those knees right off the mat. Breathing as you hold. And if this is a no-go for you, that's more than fine. You can come back down on your knees and do that alternating hand lift we started with. Exhale, pull the ribs up. Keep the tailbone tucked. One more breath. And place those knees down. Sit back. You can come off your hands completely. Maybe roll your shoulders. Maybe hit your curtain. Stretch those arms out. And moving on. Nice job with that. All right, so seated position to start. Hands are behind our thighs. We are sitting tall, but I don't want you to sit so tall that it feels like you're arching your low back. Simply just kind of place one hand on your chest. Exhale out and allow yourself to kind of sink and sit down into your hips. See if you can find those sits bones as we want them to be pushing into the mat when we're more upright. Now, take an inhale. Exhale as you round it back by driving the tailbone under, which rounds us and leads us back. Pause before you ever feel like your feet start to get light. Breathe into your mid-back. Now exhale up and over that imaginary ball. So feel like you have to stay tucked in your tailbone. You feel those sits bones. You sit tall. Inhale again. Exhale to round back. Abdominals to your spine. pausing before your feet feel light. You shouldn't feel too much tension in the front of your hips, if any. Now, bring those arms forward while still pulling your abdominals back. We're going to inhale the arms out to the side, not losing our C curve. Exhale the arms forward, pull the abs back. Now inhale your arms up. Exhale them forward. Inhale out. Exhale to the front and up and forward. One more each. Out and forward, up and forward. Take a breath in. Your hands can come back behind your thighs if you wish. Exhale, round all the way up and sit tall. All right, so now we're taking that same arm movement and we're doing it one side at a time. It is a lot more challenging than you'd think it would be. You're going to feel your body want to pull towards the arm that's moving, and I want you to really think of guiding your rib cage in and back to keep yourself from doing that. So with those hands behind the thighs, take a deep breath in. Exhale, round halfway back. Tucking that tailbone, pulling your ribs to your spine so you're in that C shape. Now arms come forward. With the right arm, we inhale it out to the side. Keep those knees squeezed. Exhale, center. Now that arm goes overhead. Exhale, deepen in the abs. Now the left hand goes out and center. Can you feel those sits bones? Are you able to sense both hips evenly on the floor? And again, we inhale out with the right. Exhale, center, pull the abdominals back. Arm comes up and center. One more time. And we go out and center. Lifting up and center. Take a full breath in. Tuck that tailbone still. Exhale, round it up. And sit tall. All right, we got one more thing in that position. Now we're going to the legs though. So take a breath in. Exhale, round it back. I'm gonna go ahead and just lift my arms. You're more than happy or welcome to keep them behind your thigh and then lift. Now, with those arms straight out, keeping my abdominals to my spine, I'm just gonna simply lift one leg to tabletop and then place it down. And I lift the opposite and lower. Exhale, lift and lower and lift. Excuse me, and lower. As you're doing this, keep that tailbone tucked. It's really easy to want to tip the hips forward here, and then you'll majorly feel those hip flexors. So use that exhale to pull back. One more time. Hold with an inhale. Exhale, round all the way down as slow as you can. Abs back, good, and relax it down. All right, from here, we are gonna go into our hundreds. We're gonna do them a little atypical today. So to start with, to really understand the connection for your inner thighs and your abdominals with our hundreds, we're gonna start with the hundreds prep. So lift your legs into tabletop, squeezing your knees together, arms come straight up to the ceiling. Take a full breath in. As you get all that air out and exhale, crunch it up, keeping the knees squeezed, reaching out through your arms, and then inhale yourself back. Again, exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. If that feels good and you're not lifting your upper back and you're able to keep that abdominal control, pulling down the spine, go ahead, lift and extend both legs and bring it in. Exhale. Inhale it in. Let's do two more. Last one. And bring it down, knees into your chest, gently rock side to side. Now, with our hundreds, we're going to disconnect our legs. For the first 50, we'll do a traditional 100 with our strong arms, our consistent breath, and our squeeze between our legs. And in the second half, we're going to disconnect the legs by moving one at a time as we pump. It is definitely some coordination, so enjoy that little challenge. Coming into tabletop, our arms lift. We take a full breath in, full exhale out to crunch, and now we pump from those shoulders. Inhale and exhale. In. Tongue to the roof of the mouth as you breathe in. Exhale into your imaginary balloon. One more of the 50. And pause. From here, as we pump, you're going to inhale to tap one toe down. Exhale, bring that toe back up. Inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. So now that we've lost that inner thigh connection, you have to pull down in those abdominals. And you have to keep that breath going. It is really hard to do this and talk and not breathe. Exhale. In through the nose, tongue to the roof of your mouth. Exhale, pull the ribs, abs it back. Inhale. Last one. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax it back. And twist side to side. You can even drop your feet and maybe just twist from here, get an even bigger stretch through those abs. Nice job, you guys. That's very challenging. Really, really hard. All right, next we're going into roll-ups. So we're gonna start traditional, and then we're gonna go to our unilateral concept. So with those legs straight out, squeezing them together, arms come overhead. Remember here, the breath out as the arms come up and forward is key. That has to happen at the same time. So inhale those arms to the ceiling. Exhale as you peel yourself off the mat, reach forward through your arms, and then come forward into a stretch, rounded back. Take a breath in. Exhale, round it down. We're driving the tailbone under, so we stay nice and rounded as we lower to the mat. And again, inhale your arms up. Exhale. Reaching forward and over those legs. Breath in. Round it back. 2 more like this. Rounding back, pulling your ribs to your spine, as well as the abdominals. Keep reaching out through your feet and your fingers. 1 more. Inhale. Round it down. Shoulders melt away from your ears. 1 vertebrae at a time. Come all the way down. Now, we're going to roll up the same way. But this time when we roll back, we're going to bring 1 knee into our chest and then roll down. So get yourself ready. Arms overhead. We inhale up to the ceiling. Exhale, round all the way up, pressing that back down, reaching up and over the legs. Pause. Inhale. As you exhale and start to round back, bring 1 knee towards your chest. Slowly lower down. Really reach through that opposite leg that's extended. Come all the way down and place that leg out. Again, we roll it up. Inhale. Now as you exhale and round it down, bring that knee into your chest. Start to lower down and back, and again. Now, if a roll up in and of itself is challenging for you, by all means, stick with the traditional roll up. You can even go a little further back from there and roll yourself up with your hands behind your thighs. Inhale. Exhale, round it back, knee to the chest. Reach that opposite foot so you don't rock to one side. Oh, I lifted a little. It's all good. One more each way. Reach, 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 reach as you lower. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, knee to the chest. Reach that opposite leg. Reach through the arms still. Lower down and relax. From here, we're going into single leg circles. Let's bring our arms out to the side today and press the palms of our hands down into the mat. Anchor your left heel and your pubic bone, the back of those hips, down into your mat as you lift that right leg up. Now, keep these circles small to start with, like you're drawing a dinner plate on the ceiling. We circle down and around. Exhale, center, and pause. Anchoring your heel, anchoring your hips and your arms. You shouldn't feel much movement in your pelvis. One more. And reverse. Two more. Mid back is flat. So connect the front of those ribs down. Pause. Slowly start to lower that leg. Keep your low back flat. As it comes all the way down, switch your anchor point. So anchor that right heel into the floor, along with the back of those hips and your mid back. Left leg can break at the knee to extend up. Start with our dinner plate circles. We go in and around. Exhale, pause. Make sure your body feels active here. There should be no area that's really not working. One more. And reverse. Pressing down. Two more. And hold. Slowly lower that leg down. Keep your low back in the same position. And release. Relax for a second. Shake those legs out. Shake the arms out. Now we're going to go back to the right leg and do a bigger circle here. So pressing our hands down, anchoring the left heel and the low back. Extend that right leg up. Now we're going to actually cross the body this time, lifting that opposite hip. Circle that leg down and around. Anchor your hips as the leg comes out and up. Again, across the body, allow that right hip to lift. Circle the leg down and around. Anchor the hips as the leg goes out and up. Two more. Still anchoring that left heel. Pressing through those arms. And we reverse. Out, down. Come across your body, allow the hip to lift, anchor it all down. Two more. One more. Slowly lower that leg down, press it into the mat, and lift the left leg up. Anchoring our whole body. Now we cross the midline, allow the hip to lift, circle down and around, out to the side as the hips anchor and hold. Cross the body. You might feel a stretch there. Circle around, anchor the heel, press the low back. And reverse. Cross the body, let the hip lift as the leg comes up. Keep the hips anchored as the leg goes out and down. Then you cross the body, it can lift. One more time. Slowly lower that left leg, reach out through your heel, keep that spine down, and totally relax. And from here, I literally just want you to flex and extend your feet, which is going to gently kind of rock your body. Just to let go for a second. We got one more exercise here on our back before we turn to our side. We're gonna go into bridging. So, hands at your sides, knees bent, feet flat, and make sure everything is about hip width apart. Now, take an inhale through your nose. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone under. You can press down through your hands. Feel your feet into the mat as you lift your hips. Inhale. Exhale, roll it down. Noticing how when we have both feet into the floor here, it just feels nice and fluid to tuck that tailbone and lift up and roll down. You get that really good feedback from the floor and up into your brain, so it tells your body that you're stable. Now we're gonna make it unstable. So exhale, tuck that tailbone and lift. Feel your feet into the floor. That is important for what's coming up. Now, if you cannot physically lift your leg for whatever reason, what you at least can do is think of shifting your weight side to side as you kind of gently lift the foot off the floor, whether it's all the way off or just at the toes. But otherwise, I want you to feel your right foot into the floor. Big toe is connected, heel is connected. We're tucked in the tailbone. We lift that left leg into tabletop, and then we lower that foot down nice and slow. Ground the left foot into the floor. Lift the right leg to tabletop and place that foot down. And we lift left. And we lower. Lift the right. And we lower. And lift. And lift. So we're going back and forth. You can inhale or exhale to lift your leg, doesn't matter, but the goal should be here that your hips stay stable. Your ribs are pulling down to your spine, so the abdominals are playing a role. And both feet come down, take a breath in. Exhale, round it down. Ribs to your spine, rolling. And release, shake it out. And now let's roll right onto our sides. All right, from here, we're going to extend the bottom arm out today, which does actually give you a little bit of instability. Normally we have it tucked. We're gonna extend out. I'm also gonna challenge you to try to keep both legs straight. Now, if this just feels far too unstable, by all means, please bend that bottom leg. Otherwise, you can kind of rotate that bottom foot, or the heel, I should say, up to the ceiling, kind of creating a little kickstand that will give you a little more stability. Pull the ribs back to your spine and think of gently lifting that rib cage up and away from the floor. Top leg is going to lift right up from the hip, and I'm actively reaching out through my heel, almost like I'm trying to push the wall opposite of me away. Now, from here, keeping my rib cage back, I'm going to kick to the front, and then I'm going to swing to the back from my glute. I'm definitely using my top arm for support, but not letting my shoulder crowd my ear. And back. Now with this unilateral work on your side, the breath with the abdominals is so important. So as you inhale, think of filling up your top rib cage, and as you exhale, think of continuing to lift your bottom ab wall and rib cage. This kind of side to side breathing action will help give you that stability that you're missing from having both limbs on the floor equally. And pause here. Now, bicycle. We bend at the knee. We then flex the hip forward, extend the leg to the front, swing around to the back. Bend, flex, extend, and swing it around. Bend, flex, extend, swing. One more this way. And reverse. We kick forward, bend, press to the back, using our glute, not letting go of the low back. And bend, extend, kick to the front. You guys got it. Come on, a few more. Keep your breath. One more. And lower that leg down. If you want, you can cross that top leg in front. Give your hip a little love tap. Don't be too mean to it. And now from here, literally keep that top or that bottom arm out. Simply roll to your stomach. So I've got that arm that was out, still out. My other arm is just next to me. I'm facing my head towards you guys so you can hear me. And then we're going to bend that knee of the leg that was just working. And from here, we're going to pick that leg straight up. So you're going to press that heel up towards the ceiling, lifting from the upper hamstring, lower glute, and then lower down. Anchor that pubic bone as you press it up so it's not going to go very high, and lower. Keep that pubic bone pushing into the floor, and your abdominals lifting up to your spine. So if it feels like you're doing nothing, then you're probably doing it right. It shouldn't feel like a whole lot of movement, but it should definitely feel like work in your tush. 3 more. 3 and 2. Last one, and lower down, relax. Now, before we switch sides, we're gonna roll right back onto the side we were just on with our elbow under our shoulder because we're gonna get ready for a plank. Now, if having the knees bent and lifting your hips is more comfortable for your low back, your shoulder, whatever, please, please, please do that. Otherwise, we're gonna try to extend the legs today. So with this leg extension, you want the top leg in front, bottom leg in back, feet are kind of staggered, and that elbow should feel almost like it's a little bit too far under you before you lift, because as you lift, you will actually level out. So using our top hand, we press down through that bottom elbow, lift our hips up, reach through the outsides of the feet, arm comes up to the ceiling if you're comfortable with that, and we breathe into the top rib cage. Exhale through our bottom side, pressing down through that elbow. So now we are totally working just the side of our body, mostly through this bottom side. Breathing in, exhale. One more full breath, you've got it. Pull that shoulder blade down and away, press through your elbow, and slowly lower. Good. Swing those feet behind you and come up into a nice mermaid stretch. This is probably one of my favorite mat stretches from the traditional repertoire. Just feels good. And relax. And we switch sides. Nice job, you guys. Let's keep it up. All right. I'm in it with you. Arm is out to the side. You can bend the bottom knee. I'm going to keep mine straight just to show a little added challenge. And then I'm going to create that kickstand with my bottom foot by rotating my heel up to the ceiling, toes down into the floor. We pull the rib cage back, gently lift that bottom ab wall. And now from here, my top leg is going to lift up right from my hip as I reach out through my heel, starting with kicks. We bring that leg forward, reach through the heel. Now use your glute muscle as you pull to the back. Whoop, I'm falling over. And we kick forward and pull to the back using that glute, not arching from the low back. Here's where the breath comes in. I would inhale forward and exhale back so you can use those abdominals to help stabilize your center so you isolate the glute more. Almost done. 2 more. Shoulder away from the ear. And back and hold. Right in a bicycle. So we bend the knee, bringing your foot towards your bottom. You then flex at the hip, extend the leg forward, and swing to the back. Bend, flex, extend, and to the back. And we bend and flex. All while trying to keep that bottom ab wall lifted. And around. One more time this way. and reverse. We kick forward, we bend the knee, we press it back and swing around. Bend, press back and kick. Reaching out through that bottom arm and the bottom heel. We're just basically pulling ourselves in 2 different directions to help stay lengthened, lifting through the abdominals. 1 more. And relax that leg down. Give it a little love tap if it needs it. From here, we're gonna roll onto our stomachs. And that arm that's forward, I actually did this last time, bring it underneath your forehead here, just so you're not breathing the floor literally right into your nose. Bend that knee of the leg that we were just working. Push your pubic bone down, lift your abdominals up, and now we exhale to press that leg towards the ceiling and lower. Again, we're stabilizing our center so we don't arch from our low back. And we're thinking of lifting the leg from that upper hamstring, lower glute. Right around what we call our gluteal fold. It's the part that makes us actually look like we have a, little booty from the back. Exhale, lift. 3 more. And lift. Anchor that pubic bone. 1 more. And down. Totally relax that leg. Come back to our side body. We plank the other way. Again, this knee position, lifting the hips, always an option, you guys. Otherwise, we straighten the legs out. Top leg and foot goes in front, bottom leg in back. Make sure that elbow feels like it's a little too underneath you, so that as you press the hips up, it actually becomes very level with the shoulder. Reach that top arm up, don't over-rotate to the back. Keep that top hip forward as we breathe into the top rib. Exhale through your bottom side, lifting the rib cage as you press down through the elbow. And I'm reaching through the outsides of my feet. And we're smiling. 1 more breath. And slowly lower that side down. Bring your feet towards your hips. And take a nice mermaid stretch. Breathing. All right, y'all. We are almost done. You can do this. We're going for a plank now. I personally am going to go from my hands today. Please go from your elbows if that is going to better serve your body. Hands and knees. Alrighty. From here, we're going to start with just a traditional plank. And I actually want your feet to come all the way together today. So again, you can think of that inner thigh squeeze and how that's actually supporting you when you're on 2 feet and 2 legs. So take an inhale. Exhale to pull your abdominals in and up to your spine. Step back 1 foot at a time, squeezing those legs. Feel like you're lengthening out through your heels and the crown of your head, but still lifting your rib cage. If you have a little bit of a rounded back like me, I actually prefer that because that lets me know that more than likely you have a little bit better TA, which is an abdominal muscle, control than if you're flat and your ribs are flaring. Breathe in 1 more time. Inhale, lift up through your shoulder blades. Exhale fully. Lower your knees down. Sit back to a child's pose. And now we make it harder. So we're going to alternate lifting 1 leg at a time. Make sure this action is being initiated from your glute, not from you tucking and rocking in the pelvis and therefore using your low back too much. Again, go to your elbows if you need to. That won't make it any easier, trust me. Pull those abdominals in and up. Step back 1 foot at a time and take a full breath here. Inhale up through your shoulder blades. Exhale, pulling your abdominals to your spine and pause. Now, We're going to kick as we exhale. One leg comes up. Notice how much more challenging it is now. And lower that leg down. And the other leg kicks straight up. And we lower. So as one leg lifts and you lose that inner thigh connection, the tendency is to overuse the low back. So use that exhale to lift your abdominals and ribs so it supports you. One more each when you've lost that inner thigh support. And down, knees can relax. Woo, sit back into a child's pose. Take 2 really deep breaths here, just totally letting your belly go. And now from here, slowly roll up. I'm going to turn to face you. If you can stay on your knees, great. I'm going to sit like this. If this isn't available to you, just come up onto your knees. But we're going to take a big side stretch away. You can use that other arm for support. Take 2 deep breaths into your side, feeling the ribs expand. Full breath out. Coming up and reaching the other way. Breath in. Exhale. One more. Exhale. Slowly come up. Roll those shoulders back. And you guys are done. I hope you enjoyed that class. I hope it was physically challenging for you. If you feel like you can handle more, again, go ahead and look at my level 2 unilateral class. I hope to see you guys again soon, and thanks for moving with me.